Most people believe that the food they eat every day is completely normal. Breakfast in the morning, snacks during the day, and something quick at night. It feels harmless, routine, even safe. But what most people don't realize is that some of the most common foods in our daily life are slowly affecting our health without any obvious warning. No immediate pain, no sudden reaction, just slow damage over time, fatigue, weight gain, poor digestion, and long-term health risks. And the worst part? Most of these foods are considered completely normal in modern diets. Today, we are going to break down 10 of the worst everyday foods that people eat without realizing their impact on the body. Let's begin. We start with one of the most common morning foods, breakfast cereals. They look healthy at first glance: bright, colorful boxes, cartoon characters, and claims like high in vitamins, source of energy, and whole grain goodness. For many people, especially kids and busy adults, it feels like a safe and smart breakfast choice. But when you actually look beyond the marketing, the reality is very different. Most breakfast cereals are heavily processed. They are made using refined grains that have been stripped of natural fiber and nutrients during manufacturing. To improve taste, manufacturers add a significant amount of sugar, artificial flavors, and sometimes even food coloring to make them more appealing. So what you are really eating is not a natural grain-based breakfast, but a highly engineered product designed for taste and convenience. Now here's what happens inside your body when you eat it. Because of the high sugar and refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar level rises very quickly. At first, this feels like a boost of energy. You feel active, alert, and ready to start your day. But this energy is not stable. Your body reacts to the sudden sugar spike by releasing insulin to bring blood sugar back down, and in many cases it brings it down too quickly. That's when the crash happens. You suddenly feel tired, sluggish, and mentally foggy. Even though you just ate breakfast, you start feeling hungry again within a short time. And this is where the real problem begins. Instead of staying full and energized for hours, your body enters a cycle, spike, and crash, again and again. This cycle doesn't just affect your hunger, it also impacts your focus, mood, and productivity throughout the day. Over time, this pattern can lead to increased cravings for more sugary foods because your body starts expecting quick energy fixes instead of stable nutrition. And without realizing it, your quick breakfast becomes one of the reasons behind constant fatigue and overeating later in the day. Next is flavored yogurt. Yogurt itself can be one of the healthiest foods you can include in your diet, especially plain, natural yogurt. It contains probiotics that support gut health, improve digestion, and can even help strengthen your immune system when consumed regularly. But the problem starts when yogurt is turned into a flavored product. In most commercial flavored yogurts, the natural simplicity of yogurt is completely changed. To make it taste sweet and appealing, manufacturers add large amounts of added sugar, artificial flavoring, and chemical sweeteners. The original tangy, natural taste of yogurt is replaced with something that tastes more like a dessert. And this is where the confusion happens. Because it still carries the name yogurt, people assume it is healthy. They buy it thinking they are making a good nutritional choice, especially for breakfast or as a snack. But if you look closely at the nutrition label, you will often find that a small cup contains a surprisingly high amount of sugar, sometimes close to what you would find in a candy bar, chocolate dessert, or soft drink. Now think about what that means for your body. Instead of getting a clean source of protein and gut-friendly bacteria, you are actually consuming a sugar-heavy processed product that can spike your blood sugar levels. This can lead to quick energy followed by a crash, similar to other sugary foods. Over time, regularly consuming flavored yogurt can also contribute to increased sugar intake without you even realizing it, simply because it is disguised as a healthy option. So, in reality, what looks like a smart health snack is often just a hidden dessert in disguise, marketed in a way that makes it appear beneficial while your body is still dealing with the effects of added sugar. One of the most popular quick meals in the world is instant noodles. They are cheap, widely available, extremely easy to prepare, and for many people, especially students or busy individuals, They feel like the perfect solution when there's no time to cook. You simply boil water, add the packet, and within a few minutes you have a hot, tasty meal ready to eat. But what most people don't think about is what is actually inside this convenience food. Nutritionally, instant noodles are very poor. The base of most instant noodles is refined wheat flour, which has been stripped of most fiber and essential nutrients during processing. This means your body digests them very quickly, but gains very little real nourishment in return. On top of that, instant noodles contain extremely high levels of sodium. The seasoning packets are designed to enhance taste aggressively, making the noodles flavorful and addictive. However, this high sodium intake can put extra pressure on the body, especially when consumed regularly. They also include preservatives and artificial flavor enhancers, which help extend shelf life and create that strong, instant umami taste that people enjoy. The problem is not just what is added, but what is missing. Instant noodles lack fiber, lack protein quality, and lack the vitamins and minerals your body actually needs for long-term energy and strength. So while they may fill your stomach for a short period of time, that fullness does not last. Your body quickly starts feeling hungry again because it didn't receive proper nutrition in the first place, and when this becomes a regular habit, the impact slowly builds up. Over time, frequent consumption of instant noodles can contribute to poor dietary balance. The high sodium levels can affect blood pressure, and the lack of nutrients can leave your body underfueled even when you feel full. It creates a situation where your stomach is satisfied, but your body is still empty in terms of real nutrition. That is why something so simple and quick to prepare can quietly become a long-term health concern if it becomes a daily habit. Now let's talk about processed meats, such as sausages, hot dogs, and chicken nuggets. These foods are often marketed as quick protein options and convenient meal choices. For many people, especially in fast-paced lifestyles, they seem like an easy way to get protein without spending time on cooking. On the surface, they look like real meat products, but in reality, they are far from simple or natural. Most processed meats are not just pure meat. They are usually made by combining meat scraps with a mixture of preservatives, excess salt, artificial flavor enhancers, and various fillers. These additives are used to improve taste, texture, and shelf life, allowing the product to stay preserved for much longer than fresh meat. Unlike fresh meat that is cooked and eaten in a relatively natural form, processed meats go through multiple industrial steps. The meat is ground, reshaped, mixed with chemicals, and then packaged in a way that changes its original structure and composition. This heavy processing is what makes them taste consistent and last longer on shelves, but it also means they are no longer in their natural form. Another important concern is the high level of sodium and preservatives used in these products. These ingredients help with flavor and preservation, but when consumed regularly, they can add unnecessary stress on the body over time. The issue is not about eating them once in a while, but about making them a regular part of the diet, because when processed meats replace fresh, whole food sources of protein, the overall quality of your diet starts to decline without you even noticing it. And this is where long-term concerns begin to appear. Regular consumption of processed meats has been associated in many studies with potential health risks over time, especially when they are eaten frequently as part of daily meals rather than occasional treats. The danger is not immediate, it is gradual. It builds slowly as dietary habits accumulate over months and years. What feels like a quick and easy food choice today can quietly become a long-term burden on your overall health if it becomes a routine habit. Next are packaged chips and snacks. These are not ordinary foods that you randomly overeat by accident. In reality, they are specifically designed food products, carefully engineered by food companies to keep you eating for as long as possible. Everything in them, from taste to texture to smell, is created in a way that targets your brain's reward system. They contain a very precise combination of salt, fat, and artificial flavor enhancers. This combination is powerful because it activates pleasure signals in your brain, making you feel like you want just one more bite. But that one more bite rarely stays one. That is why it feels almost impossible to eat just a few chips. You open the packet thinking you will have a small snack, but once you start eating, your brain keeps responding to the flavor, encouraging you to continue, and before you even realize it, the packet is empty. There is no real stopping point built into these foods. Unlike natural foods that make you feel full after a certain point, packaged snacks are designed in a way that bypasses that natural "I am full" signal. Now, when we look at it from a nutritional point of view, chips and similar snacks offer almost nothing beneficial to your body. They contain very little to no fiber, almost no vitamins, and no meaningful nutrients that your body actually needs for energy or repair. Instead, what they provide is what we call empty calories. Calories that give energy, but no nutrition. Your body receives fuel, but not the building blocks it needs to stay healthy. So while they may satisfy your taste buds in the moment, they do not support your body in any meaningful way. Over time, frequent consumption of these kinds of snacks can quietly replace healthier food choices without you even noticing. One of the biggest contributors to modern health problems is soft drinks. At first glance, they seem harmless, cold, refreshing, and widely available almost everywhere. Many people drink them during meals, while hanging out, or simply out of habit without thinking much about what is inside them. But behind that refreshing taste is a very high amount of added sugar. A single bottle of soda can contain more sugar than what most people should consume in an entire day. Now, the real issue is not just the sugar itself, but how your body reacts to it. Because soft drinks are in liquid form, your body absorbs the sugar extremely quickly. Unlike solid food, there is almost no digestion delay, which means the sugar enters your bloodstream at a very fast rate. This leads to a sudden spike in blood sugar levels. You may feel a quick burst of energy or satisfaction, but that feeling is very short-lived. And here's the most important part: soft drinks do not trigger fullness. So even after consuming a large amount of calories from sugar, your brain does not register that you have eaten anything meaningful. This means you can drink a lot of calories without feeling physically full or satisfied. As a result, it becomes very easy to consume far more sugar than your body actually needs without even realizing it. Over time, when this habit continues regularly, the constant spikes in blood sugar and repeated insulin responses can start affecting how your body processes energy. This can gradually contribute to weight gain, increased cravings for more sugary foods, and overall metabolic imbalance. What starts as a simple refreshing drink slowly turns into a daily source of hidden excess sugar, quietly affecting your health in the background, drink after drink. Many people use margarine as a substitute for butter, believing it is the healthier choice. For years, it has been marketed as a heart-friendly alternative, especially for people trying to reduce saturated fat intake. Because it looks light, smooth, and plant-based, it naturally gives the impression that it is better for your health. But when we look closer at how margarine is actually made, the reality becomes more complex. Margarine is typically produced using highly processed vegetable oils. These oils go through intense industrial refinement processes involving heat, chemical treatment, and modification to change their original structure. The goal is to turn liquid oils into a solid, spreadable form that resembles butter. In some cases, this process can create trans fats, depending on the manufacturing method used. Trans fats are widely recognized as unhealthy when consumed regularly, as they can negatively affect heart health over time. The concern is not just one single ingredient, but the overall level of processing involved. What starts as a natural vegetable oil is transformed into a heavily engineered food product designed for texture, shelf life, and cost efficiency rather than natural nutrition. So while margarine may look simple and harmless on your kitchen table, it is actually the result of multiple industrial processes that significantly change its original form. And this is where the confusion comes in. Because it replaces butter in many households, people assume they are automatically making a healthier choice, but in reality, it depends heavily on the type and quality of margarine and how often it is consumed. When used regularly without awareness of its composition, it can become part of a diet that is more processed than it appears on the surface. Next is white bread. At first glance, it looks extremely simple and harmless. It is soft, light, and commonly used in breakfast sandwiches, toast, and quick meals around the world. Because of its neutral taste and texture, many people assume it is just a basic staple food. But the problem begins with how white bread is made. White bread is produced using refined flour, which is flour that has been heavily processed. During this refining process, the outer layers of the grain are removed. These outer layers are actually where most of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals are found. What remains is a very fine, soft flour that is easier to bake and has a longer shelf life, but it is also much less nutritious compared to whole grain alternatives. Because most of the fiber is removed, white bread behaves very differently inside the body. It is digested very quickly, which causes a rapid rise in blood sugar levels shortly after eating. This sudden spike gives a short burst of energy, but it does not last for long. Soon after, your blood sugar begins to drop again, and that drop sends signals to your brain that you are hungry, even if you recently ate. This is why white bread often does not keep you full for very long. And this is where a cycle begins without most people realizing it. You eat white bread, feel full for a short time, then get hungry again sooner than expected. This can lead to more frequent eating throughout the day and a higher overall calorie intake. Over time, this pattern can contribute to inconsistent energy levels and increased cravings, especially for more refined or sugary foods. So while white bread seems like a simple everyday food, its refined nature means it does not provide the long-lasting nourishment that your body actually needs. Many people believe that packaged fruit juices are a healthy choice simply because they are made from fruit. The word fruit on the label automatically creates an impression of something natural, nutritious, and good for the body. And because of this, people often replace whole fruits or even water with these juices, thinking they are making a healthier decision. But the reality is quite different. Most packaged fruit juices go through heavy industrial processing before they reach the shelf. During this process, one of the most important parts of the fruit, the fiber, is removed. Fiber is what helps slow down sugar absorption in the body and keeps you feeling full for longer. Without it, the natural structure of the fruit is completely changed. What remains is mostly fruit sugar in liquid form, often concentrated and easier for the body to absorb very quickly. Even if a product is labeled as 100% juice, it does not mean it is the same as eating a whole fruit. The difference is not just in taste, but in how your body processes it. When you drink packaged juice, your body absorbs the sugar rapidly because there is no fiber to slow it down. This can lead to a quick rise in blood sugar levels, similar to drinking a soft drink in many cases. Another important point is satiety. Whole fruits make you feel full because they contain fiber and require chewing, which sends signals to your brain that you have eaten something substantial. But packaged juices do not provide the same effect. You can drink a large glass in seconds without feeling full at all. This makes it very easy to consume a large amount of sugar without realizing it. So instead of functioning as a true healthy fruit option, packaged fruit juices often behave more like sugar-heavy beverages disguised as health drinks. And that is where the misunderstanding happens. What looks like nutrition on the outside is often just a concentrated form of sugar without the natural balance that whole fruits provide. And finally, the number one worst everyday food is fast food. This includes burgers, fries, pizzas, fried chicken meals, and all similar ready-to-eat items that are available almost everywhere today. Fast food is not designed with nutrition in mind. It is designed with one main goal: taste and instant satisfaction. Every element in fast food is carefully engineered to deliver maximum flavor in the shortest possible time. The buns are soft and refined, the sauces are high in sugar and fat, the meat is heavily processed or deep-fried, and the fries are coated in salt and oil that enhance taste instantly. This combination of salt, fat, sugar, and refined ingredients creates a powerful effect on the brain's reward system. It stimulates pleasure signals in a way that makes the food feel extremely enjoyable and hard to resist. That is why fast food does not just feel like normal eating. It feels satisfying in a very immediate and intense way, which makes it easy to eat more than you actually need. You may start with one burger or a small meal, but the flavors encourage continued eating, even when your body is already full. But the real concern goes beyond just overeating. The impact of regular fast food consumption on the body is serious and long-term. Because these foods are often high in unhealthy fats, refined carbohydrates, and excess sodium, they can gradually affect how your body processes energy and stores fat. Over time, frequent consumption has been associated with weight gain, increased strain on the heart, and disruption in normal metabolic functions. It does not happen instantly, which is why many people underestimate it. Instead, it builds slowly, meal by meal, habit by habit. Fast food doesn't just satisfy hunger in the moment, it can slowly create a pattern of dependency. The brain starts associating these intense flavors with reward and comfort, making it harder to shift towards simpler, healthier foods. And that is what makes it the most dangerous item on this list. Not because of a single meal, but because of how easily it becomes a routine part of modern life. These are the 10 worst everyday foods that most people consume without realizing their long-term effects. The important thing to understand is not perfection, but awareness. Even small changes in your daily diet can make a big difference over time. Reducing intake, choosing alternatives, and being mindful of ingredients can significantly improve your health. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And comment below, which one of these foods do you think you will reduce first?